The one thing that I've struggled with a lot is time management. I would wake up at 6 or 7 a.m., get started on my work, and before I knew it, wham, the whole day would just disappear. I would be back in bed at 10 p.m. reflecting, where did this whole day go by? That cycle continued for many months until I realized that I was the one who had to break it and I had to take control back of my time. How did I do that? Let's discover through this video where I'll be sharing with you 8 important time management tips that we all can follow. The first time management tip is not to make a schedule, list out your priorities, and all of that stuff. We are going a level deeper, we are going a level beneath the surface to actually solve this issue. And the first thing that we'll be doing to do that is understanding how action creates motivation and how it is not the other way around. Many times we think, oh, I've read this blog on time management now and this will help me be more productive. I am all motivated to put this into action. We go make a new account on that latest productivity app, make our schedule. 2 days afterwards, we are completely struggling how to deal with that, how to actually get those things done. Why does it happen? Why aren't we actually able to stick to those practical and applicable tips? And that is because we fail to understand how our motivation actually rises. We think that from external factors, from external things, by seeing that, okay, this thing has motivated me, then we will take action. But it works the other way around. Our actions are what motivate us. Here's a simple example. Let's say that you're trying to manage your time and hit the gym at 6 p.m. every evening to get fitter, but you're not able to do that. Would you feel motivated? No, you would feel that, oh god, I missed it again. Now let's see if I'll go tomorrow, if I'll be able to make it out. You do not, you think that way, right? And so you're not able to define and create that motivation inside yourself. But let's just say while driving back home from the office, you hit the gym for 5 minutes. How do you feel? You feel, yes, I did it today. Even if it was for just 5 minutes, I did it. I'm so happy. That is what motivates you to keep showing up and keep coming back. And so, for time management, what we have to do is actually apply all of those tips, but change our mindset first and start thinking that actions are what create motivation, and starting out with micro steps so that one, we don't burn out and we are constantly motivated to keep showing up and keep at it consistently. That builds our willingness to follow the productivity systems we'll be setting, and that is how we'll actually manage our time the best. Now we'll move on to the second point. Understand how you are spending your time. Awareness is the key to change. And if you're not aware of how your time is actually being spent, how will you be able to manage it? It won't be possible. And so, the first thing is that we have to observe and correct some data. We are becoming researchers now, so be excited. Alright? So, the thing we have to do is for 1 week, meticulously track how you are spending your time from the time you wake up to the time you sleep. For the working hours, what you could do is you could use a tool like Toggle that helps you track in real time how much you're actually working. That is something that could help you out. Or just keep a pen and a paper, and after the task, just write down, this is how much time I spent on it. This way, you will start realizing how things are happening and which areas are the ones that are taking most of your time and that are not really creating the most results, which times of the day are the best, whatever it is. You'll start seeing some patterns emerge. Which people or which kind of situations suck your time away, you'll be able to identify all of that, and that will then allow us to change everything. Because a study by salary.com, a survey conducted by them, found out that 89% of people are distracted at work and are wasting their time. Can you believe that? 89% of us are not focused. And then we see that, okay, only the top 10% are becoming successful. Now we know why. They are able to focus and direct their energy. And to do that, the first thing is to track how our time is actually going away right now. The third tip for time management is know your priorities. This is one of the simplest yet the most ignored things towards time management. We think that keeping everything in our heads will work out and we'll be able to sort it out. But that is not how it works. Our mind is not meant for storing but for thinking. The storage can be done on paper or in an app. And that is why we have to decide how our priorities work out. Just make a list of your priorities and sort them out properly. How? We'll be sorting them out through the simple Eisenhower matrix. You can see it on the screen right next to me here, and you can see the four quadrants that are there. On one side, there is the category of important and urgent. In this, list down your priorities of tasks that are important, means they will be adding value, and that are urgent as well, means they need to be done now. These are the tasks that should be at the top of your priority list. So do these things now. And then you can see another category that is important but not urgent. And these are the important things in your work that will add continuous value. They could be taking time out to write your book, making the quarterly project report, whatever it is. These are important things that are not the most pressing right now but need to get done. Decide and schedule a time for these things and get them done at that time. And then there is this third category, not urgent and not important. Try to delete these tasks, try to eliminate them as much as possible. And if you're not able to eliminate them, try to delegate them off to some other person or some other machine or your computer, however it works out, but try to minimize the number of these tasks. And then there is this last category that we have, that is not important but urgent, and these are the kind of tasks that you have to look at delegating and giving away. And again, in this category you might need to intervene, like whether it is like sending an urgent email, sending an update, those kind of things. If you can delegate it, all right, do that, but if not, then spend as little time on it as possible. Divide your priorities this way, and in this 4-step quadrant you will get a lot more understanding of how you can use your time better. Find your superpower zone. That's the fourth tip for time management. What does this mean? Well, here's a simple outline of it. Productivity is like a wave, it ebbs and flows. There will be times where you'll feel ultra productive, ultra active, and there will be times where you'll feel, I don't really feel like working right now. These are the different kinds of situations that we go through, and as we progress through our day, we feel these productivity cycles. And when you analyze your time, when you track it meticulously, you'll be able to find out what times of the day you are the most productive at. That is where you'll get the most results. And for the times of your productivity slumps, put the tasks that are not important and not urgent, or urgent but not important, those kind of daily tasks, getting the groceries, checking email, replying to all of those things, put that in the times where you feel that productivity slump, so that you can just get those things done, and then you're back to that productivity high doing the most important things. The next thing we can do to manage our time better is have a highlight for the day. I first came across this when I read a summary of the book Make Time by Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky. That book is currently on my reading list, and if you want, you could check that out too. And in that book, they've presented this idea of having a specific highlight for the day. That is the one main thing that you have to get done in that day, and that's your topmost priority. It is just like we start every year with our top objective, top goal. Every month we do that in our companies, in our lives. Is the same with bringing that down to a day. What is that one main thing that you want to achieve today? And then put that in your superpower zone. Put that task in that area and get it done at that time. Block your calendar. Don't allow anything else to get in there, and learn to say no if something else does come there. While it is okay to shift and change a little bit, try to maintain it as much as possible. And by having this main highlight, you'll get a sense of accomplishment every single day, because you'll know, okay, even though the rest of my day was a little here and there mixed up, I got my main highlight done, and that is what matters. And that will help you stay motivated, coming back to the main point that actions create motivation. And so, if you create actions like this by having one highlight every day, and acting on that, getting that one main priority done, your time management will skyrocket through the roof. Start off your day with the right mindset. That is the sixth thing we can do to make our time management better. How you spend the first 2 hours of your day might just completely transform and change how you manage your time all throughout the day. Make these 2 hours full of happiness, joy, and positivity, and you will be all set to knock out everything that is there to do for the day. Do things that make you happy, meditate, read a good book, exercise, eat a healthy breakfast, play your favorite instrument, take a long, soothing bath. There are so many things that you can do. You can practice affirmations, you can write in your journal. That is something that I personally love doing. You can read in any different magazine, whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever it is that makes you energized, and whatever it is that makes you positive. Do those things in the first 2 hours of your morning. Keep them healthy, keep them productive, and you will see a complete transformation in how you use the rest of your day. There have been days where I've fallen ill, or where I have skipped on doing these things that make me happy, make me feel more productive, and my productivity has literally slumped down on those days. I could personally feel the change. And so, do these things. Spend the first 2 hours of your day wisely, and the other 22 hours would become the best ones. The seventh way to manage our time better is to adopt the 80-20 principle. See, 80% of your results will be coming from top 20% of your activities, and as you track your time, how you're spending it, you use the Eisenhower matrix, you prioritize everything, and as you experiment, you will start realizing which activities are giving you the most results and which ones aren't. And so that way you can realign your Eisenhower matrix and spend time on things that actually add the most value. Spend as much time on the top 20%. Spend 80% of your time on the top 20% things, and you will see that how you use your time and how you manage it will actually go through the roof and will help you become much more productive. And the final eighth tip is to be flexible. We cannot control everything, no matter how much we try to manage our time, make proper schedules, make everything aligned. Things will pop up, things will creep up through the background, and we will be bombarded sometimes with pressure. There would be some emergency in the family, anything can happen. And then there will be days you might just fall sick, your productivity will slump down, your days might just get wasted, but that is alright. There are some things that you might not always be able to control, so be flexible with that. What matters is not that your time went away and all of that happened. What matters is you come back from that and you get back on your own schedule. Don't keep on blaming on that old event and keep dragging that for weeks and keep being unproductive. That way you are at fault, that event is not at fault. Be flexible with all of that and allow those kind of changes. That is why what I said is right. Keep your main priority, keep your main highlight, and even if you're just able to do that one thing, be happy, be proud of yourself, because you might have faced some challenges during the day that might not have allowed you to be the most productive. And that is the final tip. You don't have to rid yourself with a lot of guilt and a lot of pressure that, oh my god, I could not do this. And just leave all of that stuff. Please don't go on to that route. And that, my friends, is how you can manage your time better and use your 24 hours to the best. Yesterday we had 24 hours. Today we have 24 hours, and tomorrow also we will have 24 hours. So it isn't that we need to change time, we need to change our patterns and our behaviors so that we change how we use these 24 hours, and that is what we have done in this video. If you have any questions, you have any doubts, put them down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts. Let's interact, and if you have any ideas on how we could manage time better, share them in the comment box too. And also subscribe to the channel for more and more amazing videos, and hit the bell icon and like this video, because it keeps me motivated and it gives me the knowledge that yes, my actions are actually proving to be alright, and that helps me to keep motivated. So please do that, and also share this with as many people as possible. Share this with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family members, so that all of us can use our 24 hours a little bit more mindfully, a little bit more better, and that will just help us become better, grow, and achieve extraordinary heights in life. Thank you very much for watching this video, and remember that you are awesome, you are limitless, and you will rock the world.